Welcome to our channel. Thank you for the opportunity to speak with you today. I want to talk about something that affects all of us in one way or another in our daily lives. It's something that, when we embrace it, can bring us peace, clarity, and a sense of purpose. The topic I want to address today is focus on yourself, not others. In our fast-paced, constantly connected world, it's so easy to get lost in what everyone else is doing. We live in an age where we are bombarded by information, images, and opinions from every direction. Social media platforms like Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and Twitter, along with traditional media, provide us with a never-ending stream of images of what other people are doing. Whether it's the person who just landed their dream job, someone posting a perfect vacation photo, or a friend sharing their relationship milestones, it's hard not to be influenced by all the external messages that flood our lives, and in this constant bombardment, it's easy to lose sight of ourselves. We begin to measure our own worth, success, or happiness by comparing ourselves to others. We start to think that their achievements should be our achievements, their paths should be ours, and if we're not where they are, we're somehow falling behind. But here is the truth. Comparing yourself to others is not only unproductive, it can be deeply damaging. We live in a world that constantly urges us to compare. It's almost instinctive. From a young age, we're taught to measure our worth by grades, by how we perform in sports, or by how well we do in social settings. The world has a way of constantly holding up other people's lives as examples of success, and it makes us feel like we must achieve the same. We measure our self-worth based on things that have nothing to do with who we are as individuals. But what happens when we spend all our time focusing on others? We become distracted from our own dreams, from the very essence of who we are, and what truly matters to us. We forget that we're on a different journey than anyone else. Our paths are uniquely ours, shaped by our experiences, our values, and our aspirations. When we spend too much time looking over our shoulders at what others are doing, we miss the opportunity to discover and cultivate the life we were meant to live. Imagine how much time and energy we waste chasing someone else's vision of success. And let's be clear about something. Success, happiness, and fulfillment look different for every person. What makes one person happy may not bring the same joy to another. Yet, we tend to forget that and allow other people's lives to define how we feel about our own. This leads to feelings of inadequacy and self-doubt. And it's a cycle that can be hard to break. So why is it so important to focus on ourselves instead of others? First and foremost, it is the only way we can truly understand who we are. We cannot be truly authentic or successful in a meaningful way if we are constantly comparing ourselves to someone else's version of what success should look like. We all have different talents, different passions, different struggles, and different dreams. By focusing on ourselves, we give ourselves permission to explore our own path without the pressure of living up to someone else's expectations. When we stop comparing and start focusing on our own journey, we open ourselves up to a world of personal growth. There is so much that each of us can achieve when we dedicate ourselves to our own goals, values, and passions. Growth doesn't happen by measuring ourselves against someone else's accomplishments. It happens when we take the time to understand what we truly want out of life, and then put in the work to achieve it. It's about setting personal goals, challenging ourselves to overcome obstacles, and celebrating our progress, no matter how big or small. Another powerful reason to focus on yourself is because it allows you to cultivate inner peace. When we're constantly looking to others to gauge our self-worth, we are opening the door to anxiety, stress, and dissatisfaction. You can never be truly happy if your happiness depends on someone else's achievements or validation. When you focus on yourself, however, you learn to rely on your own internal compass. You develop the confidence to trust in your abilities and judgment. You learn to love yourself not based on what others think of you, but based on who you are and how you are growing. Focusing on yourself also allows you to set clear intentions and work toward your own dreams. Far too often, we chase after goals because others are doing it. We try to live someone else's dream because it seems easier, more acceptable, or more glamorous. But when we stop comparing and start tuning into our own heart's desires, we can begin to create a life that truly fulfills us. This doesn't mean that we won't be inspired by others or learn from them, but it does mean that we shouldn't let someone else's dream take the place of our own. And let's not forget about the importance of mental health. Constantly comparing yourself to others can negatively impact your self-esteem, and it can lead to feelings of depression, anxiety, and frustration. If you've ever found yourself scrolling through social media and suddenly feeling like everyone else is living a better life, then you know how draining this can be. We see the highlights of other people's lives, not the behind-the-scenes struggles that they face. So, comparing yourself to others only gives you a one-sided view of reality. Reality that is often distorted, but when you focus on yourself and shift the energy you spend on comparison towards self-reflection and personal growth, you build a healthier relationship with yourself. You start measuring your worth based on your personal progress, not on how you stack up against others. Every small step you take towards your own goals becomes a victory, and this is where true fulfillment lies. Let's also talk about how focusing on yourself can improve your relationships with others. When you stop comparing yourself to others, you stop seeking validation from others. Instead, you can be more present in your interactions and give more to the people you care about without feeling threatened or insecure. Healthy relationships are built on authenticity, and authenticity comes from knowing and loving yourself first. When you embrace who you are, you can connect more deeply with others, supporting them in their own journeys while still staying true to your own path. So, how can we make this shift from constantly comparing ourselves to focusing on our own growth and happiness? The first step is to take a moment and check in with yourself. Are you truly happy with the life you are creating? Are you measuring your self-worth by how others are doing, or by how much progress you've made on your own journey? Self-awareness is the first step toward change. Once we become aware of our habits and thought patterns, we can begin to make conscious decisions to refocus our energy. One practical way to shift your focus inward is to spend more time in self-reflection. Take time each day or each week to ask yourself what you want, where you are going, and what truly matters to you. Set personal goals that align with your values and track your progress. Celebrate your successes, big or small, and be kind to yourself when things don't go as planned. It's important to remember that the road to personal growth is not linear, and it's okay to make mistakes along the way. Additionally, try limiting your exposure to social media, especially if it causes you to feel inadequate or insecure. You don't need to constantly be measuring yourself against other people's curated lives. Instead, follow accounts or platforms that inspire you, support your passions, and promote positive growth. Disconnecting from the constant stream of comparison can create space for you to reconnect with your own path. At the end of the day, focusing on yourself is not about being selfish. It's about realizing that you are enough, just as you are. It's about understanding that your happiness, success, and growth should be defined by you, not by others. The journey you are on is unique, and only by embracing who you truly are can you live a life that is authentic and fulfilling. So, I encourage you all to take a step back. Stop looking over your shoulder at what everyone else is doing, and focus on your own path. Embrace your individuality, trust your journey, and celebrate your personal growth. When you do that, you'll find that not only will your own life become richer and more meaningful, but you'll also be able to positively impact the lives of those around you. Thank you.
I am